what can you do with Apple's new Vision Pro? It has high potential to change the entertainment and education industry forever. I think for entertainment, the movies, right up in the alley, right up in the game industry is gonna be a game changer. Disney Plus is already integrating directly with Apple's Vision Pro starting day one, and I'm so excited for that. Can you imagine just watching Disney movies, action movie, Marvel movie especially, with augmented reality, with AR? I mean, that is just, I mean, it's gonna be phenomenal. Even from the demo, the way that they were demoing the Disney action movies was incredible. It was literally like you were in those movies yourself. So I can't wait to experience that. I think that would change the industry for movies and action movies forever. The first thing that I did think about is like, can you imagine watching scary movies in AR and VR? I mean, that is gonna be next level. I actually would look forward to just watching like these action movies and scary movies and even romantic, like any kind of movies in like an immersive environment. I think that would be super fun. So Netflix, Hulu, HBO, Prime, like you gotta get ready, really hop on this AR VR game and make a lot more movies and shows that is compatible with this new world. I think the other thing with movies and entertainment and like watching things that's gonna be changing the game, it's virtual concerts. I mean, it's been a thing for a while now. As we know, like Ariana have her virtual concerts, some other, I don't know, many other artists I think already have tried doing virtual concerts in like metaverse and other verse from the past. I mean, I feel like it's still not as hyped as it could be because again, the quality from the AR VR headsets that we've seen in the past is just not quite there. Let's just be honest, it's not quite there yet. And I've been just listening to this new Apple's headset essentially. Is it truly different? Because I feel that usually these type of AR VR headset, it always looks so good in demos in the keynote because I mean, they're just creating these virtual world for you to view at home like a movie. But when you actually put on the headset and experience it and you start seeing how other people show this is how it looks like the metaverse is quite different. It's like you're in a video game, which honestly for those of us that who is not a big gamer is not that appealing. So hearing more people that who actually have put on the new Apple headset recently at the WWDC and said it is actually freaking 4K quality, whatever that means. All I know is that it looks great. It looks awesome. It looks like you have your iPhone app just floating in midair. If it looks anything as good as what they demo, I am impressed. Like, I'm looking forward to it because if it's that high of a quality, when I watch my TV, it's 4K and I'm already impressed with that type of flat screen TV eyeball. Being able to see 4K each eye, that sounds amazing to me, right? So if it's gonna be as crystal clear as what I think it is and what they claim to be, and I love it when they make this big claim in the keynote where the Apple person said, any expensive, TV gear, speaker gear that you have bought, Vision Pro is so much better.
If you purchased a new state-of-the-art TV, surround sound system, powerful computer with multiple high-definition displays, high-end camera, and more, you still would not have come close to what Vision Pro delivers.
I love it when they make big claims like that because I feel like they really wouldn't make those big claims if it really wasn't that good. So I'm super stoked for that. So virtual concert, I think it's gonna be next level. I already start seeing people on social media saying like, oh my God, how cool will it be if they make Taylor Swift Eras tours to be immersive and record it in that way. So people, by the time Vision Pro comes out next year, you have a chance to go to the Eras tour. I mean, I would love it. I didn't obviously get ticket, unfortunately, but I would love to go. And if Apple somehow make that happen for all the Swifties out there, like, I don't know, $3,500, we know how hard it is to get tickets for Taylor Swift show. So hey, like, win-win. Like, Apple, please get on this. Like, make Eras tour virtual a thing when you launch this early next next year, because that's probably around the time that Taylor Swift will be wrapping up her concert anyway. So concerts, I think, would be a very popular thing for people that who cannot attend these virtual concerts, and just places, right? I think virtual world, like a lot of the demos, even back in like Metaverse or Oculus Day, Quest, all of that good stuff, going to places with AR, VR has always been a very beautiful vision. Like whenever I see these keynotes of people, hey, I go to Paris, I go to Rome, I go to this museum, I go to that, like where you make it feel like you're at a different place than you are in your living room or whatever. I think it's a very beautiful thing. Like I think a lot of us out there are not financially fortunate enough to really go everywhere in the world, and just having even a glimpse of what it looks like to be in like Mountain Everest or whatever, place, Paris, France, Korea, Japan, like if you've never been, or even if you have been, just being able to see as if you're in the street somewhere, that is pretty freaking amazing. And then you add that to the highest quality, because again, I think a lot of the headsets that we have seen in the past, the quality, it's great, it's cool, but it's still quite obvious that you are in a virtual place, if you know what I mean. And just what people kept saying, the people that who actually have demoed and tried the headset so far, how amazed they are at like how smooth things move, like with their eyes, and when they move things around, like I don't know, it just excites me. So that's really exciting. So I think the potential of going to places, more places beyond concerts and movies, and like having real virtual social gatherings could be a bigger, more like enticing experience with the high resolution and quality of these new headsets. Another thing that they have showcased that is, I think, gonna be a popular thing, it's like people just browsing the internet, shopping, just browsing different things on the internet. They keep claiming high resolution, which I believe it. So far, all of the people like Marquez, Justine, like the people that I look up to that actually are super fortunate enough to actually try on the headset, they have confirmed that like the quality resolution is really good. The text looks really cool. So being able to browse the internet in big giant screen, however big or small, or how many ever screen you want surrounded you, that sounds pretty amazing. Like in a 3D world where you feel like you have 5 or 4 or 3, however many big giant immersive screen just flying in midair. I mean, that is just like going to the future. Like, oh my god, like you could only dream of that when I was like 5. Like you could only be able to dream of that when you're a little kid. So that sounds just super futuristic and amazing to me, that I am super excited to try. I think the other thing that is super cool that I think people will really look forward to is the ability to relive certain moments. Like they talk about you're able to take these photos and videos through your new headset, and when you revisit these photos and videos, it will make you feel like you're right there again. I mean, there is some really cool, thoughts behind that. And of course, when you are taking those videos, other people's gonna not feel that natural, because I mean, like we're just not there yet. We're not gonna get used to, like, if you're attending a birthday party and someone's wearing that snow goggles and you're saying happy birthday to them, it's like you're saying happy birthday to a robot. It's funny, it's laughable in some way, because again, we're not used to it yet. But I think there is some cool thing about that, where some people, I think I saw a TikTok of people just saying it is such a sad thing. Like, yeah, because honestly, the first thing I thought about, even in the way that they show the keynote, it's almost like, oh my god, you're like taking moments and snapshots of your loved ones in case if anything ever happens, you don't get to see them and feel those experiences with them. Again, it could be very sad. Like, it's true. I mean, to be honest, that's also another reason why some people love taking photos and videos of their loved ones and family, because I mean, not only the fact that they love them, but it's like they have that memory with them, hopefully forever, in their own forever, right? But I think on top of that, on the flip side, is also very sweet too. Like if you have little kids and they're growing up and you wanna, when you're old, right, your kids is all grown up and you wanna like revisit back when they're a kid, even though they're still alive and well, but I think it is a really sweet memory. And the ability, if you're the kid that grew up see it almost like from your parents' perspective when they recorded you. I think that's really cute too. It's like not only like, it's like when you see your baby photo, it makes you feel a certain way, but it's one-dimensional. But when you see your baby video in a virtual, you know, three-dimensional way, like, I don't know, that sounds kind of amazing. I wish I'm able to see my baby self in like a real life experience, I guess. So that would be really cool. I think the FaceTime calling with loved ones will become more and more popular. We have seen Google's more recent, they announced Moonshot update where essentially you're able to experience almost this 3D, really realistic connection with the other person that you're like not calling, but like you're talking to. But even though you guys are in two different places, it really make it feel like the person's in front of you. And that, there's a really cool concept behind that again, right? It's like bringing people together that cannot, let's say, physically be together, and they could connect in ways that is way more personal than like FaceTime call, right? Or video conferencing, which is a little bit better than voice, but we could do better. And I think the future of AR and VR could really make that the future of that could really enhance that experience, right? Like just seeing the keynote of people doing FaceTime in that headset. And I don't know, like again, it's like a different experience, to be honest. I don't know how good it could be yet because the 3D scanning of your face, like it looks good, but I think in time it will look better. But I do think FaceTime calling in the virtual could become more popular if more and more people use it as well. And then of course, this goes without saying, gaming. Gaming, I think it's already trying to go to the next level with the people who have bought Quest and, you know, Oculus and all that other headsets that's already available. I think that, to be honest, that's what most of the people that would have a virtual headset would be doing. It's mainly gaming. Me personally, I'm not a big gamer, so I can't really speak to how well or not well the previous or existing headsets is doing for the gaming community. But just as an even non-gamer, just looking at the graphic, I think there are a lot of improvements that it could be done. And again, I think Apple could really bring that to the next level if the quality of these headsets is as good as what they claim to be. Okay. Now let's talk about the other, I feel like, industry that could really change the game if there's more adoption, the quality becomes as good as almost like Iron Man. And that is education. Education, I think virtual learning, it's already a big thing given the pandemic. A lot of us are learning through our laptops, online, and all of that good stuff. And we know there are a lot of limitations to that when you're not physically engaged and interacting to certain things. And I think education could really take advantage of these like 3D modeling. And I mean, like you see in Iron Man and other movies, right, where you could say, hey, like look at this scientific chemical whatever thing and this building, and it's like, right? And it's like, wow, like if you could really see things in a dimensional view, like easily somehow interact with it. I mean, sci-fi movie just makes it so cool. You could like flip the building and just like twist, or you know, like that is so cool. Or like, I think they actually did that in the demo where it's like, oh, this is the heart, and then you like expand the heart and you can see all of the different organs and blood vessels. It's like, whoa, like that is so cool. Like, can you imagine taking your class virtually with your teacher, feel like they're in front of you and you're able to actually do that, and in good quality, not in cartoon quality, and no lag, no nothing, everything is smooth. That is where the money is at. That is where maybe the next level of education could be. It will then become more popular. How cool would it be back in the day if I could take my biology class and things are like in 3D where I could like somehow interact with it to really understand the human body, animals, history. Like, can you imagine learning history not by reading a book only, but the ability to almost watch history unfold before your eyes? What happened in World War III? Just not only watching a black and white movie movie, but like, oh my god, you know, you're in the freaking war almost, just seeing how things unfold. Like that, as a student, you could totally connect with. You feel like you're almost there. Like you probably feel the sadness or excitement, whatever history that you're learning. Can you imagine that? My goodness. If you're a film creator, you could create a film in this virtual world to learn about whatever history that have happened, so the students could learn. Oh my god, like I think that would just be so excellent. Like such a great way to learn. I think as a society, we're already merging this direction of learning by watching, right? Like I learned so much on YouTube alone, just watching a bunch of videos. I mean, transforming from books, right? Like before we read books, textbook, black and white, barely any pictures, and then we start having pictures in books, which is more fun in my opinion. I'm like, oh wow, like you could actually see photos of what happened in the past, people's photos, things like that, and then it adds color right onto those black and white. It's just like iterations of like more and more entertaining and engaging type of content. And I think the ability to bring that into the virtual world to learn beyond video, which obviously video is so popular now, people love learning because again, it's more engaging, it's more entertaining in the virtual. Learning history, science, math, like oh my god, that it will take the industry by storm, and I'm so excited for that. Again, quality needs to be good, beyond cartoon-like, super responsive, super clear. If it's as good as what even Apple claims to be in this release, I think we're much closer than we think. Okay, aside from those two things, which I believe entertainment and education will be like the first two that could completely transform from all of this, is like, well, what about the potential of future things that might not be readily available anytime soon? I think that in the future, and I believe it will happen, the price is gonna of course come down just like anything else. Like even TVs, iPhones, expensive phones from the past, like, you know, it starts to get thinner, smaller, more usable. The prices usually start to go down in some way as well, right? So we could expect these big snow goggles, hopefully one day will maybe be as light as a glasses that is actually, you know, looks good and light and what have you, right? And then we could somehow expect that too, right? TV used to be big chunk, big thick, you know, TVs, and now it's super slim, super thin, the quality is super good still. So I think we could have quite good confidence that it will get lighter and smaller. And I think in the future, especially AR, where how these virtual world immerse with our reality, I think we could expect as you're walking down the street to shopping malls, or if shopping malls still exist, you could actually see a layer of these virtual world on top of it. Like for example, I could imagine a world where advertising will be super popular in the virtual world when more and more people actually go and experience these virtual world, where like, let's say you are in the intersection, kind of like Pokemon Go. Certain things are legit at certain location that everyone could see as long as you're in this location. And I believe that virtual world could really do the same, right? Like you guys kind of see the same advertisement. That's how placements of ads could still be bought, and it could be way more audience targeted. Like based on who you are, you see a certain ad in this billboard location than someone else, which is like a lot of business opportunities to make money from these virtual world. But aside from that, I think we're there in that world where VR is really becoming mainstream and taking over everything we do, like we do with our phones today, then we could expect everywhere, almost anything truly to be immersive, as long as you have that either device or maybe implanted in us one day, I don't know. But like the future, I think of that is really endless, because I think that even though I know in some way these headsets could make you feel more isolated, meaning like maybe you're just experiencing this on your own, especially the beginning of this whole thing, but it does also have the potential to connect more people together. Similar to social media, right? Before, when we didn't have social media, we were more, not isolated, but we're almost more limited to the distance and radius of people around us with the people we meet and the people that we connect with. Once social media exploded, we do have more opportunity to catch up with people, connect with people, like meet people and understand people in ways that was not possible even just decades and decades ago. Social media in its own, and of course the internet, like really expanded that opportunity. I think virtual virtual world can bring that to the next level if as long as it's done right and the popularity is there. And I think we are in the early stage of that adoption, but until we are there, I think, sometimes it takes us a while to really adapt even to the internet, right? For the older generation. So I think once we're there, I think it has the actual potential to connect more people rather than isolate, because I think right now, like number one, these things are so expensive. So I think it makes sense how it comes off as a more isolated experience rather than a connective device. But hey, introvert over here, I think I love that. Like, it's a way to experience things beyond the four walls that you're in by yourself. And I love doing things by myself. So to me, it's actually a great way to explore. So personally, I love it. And I think it has the potential for even like future creators to like even this type of content video, the ability to create it in a more virtual way where things could either be more interactive. I think the potential is endless. And brands like furniture brands are already doing a lot of AR experiments, right? Where before you buy a furniture, you could actually see how this coffee table looks in your space, the actual size within your iPhone that has the lens, right? So all of those are possible. And I think with this technology emerging even faster, all of those things gonna be more accessible to speed up in the accessibility. Hopefully, again, the price goes down, quality continues to go up, more accessible to a lot more people, so we could have a new experience. So I am honestly feeling quite positive with this whole thing. I actually been super excited about this since the beta days, but to be quite frank, personally, I was disappointed with the meta because their demo was great, but the reality of the headset did not quite meet the quality of the keynote and demo that was presented. And I have high hopes with the Apple one. Just keep, again, hearing about creators and influencers that actually have tried it, actually said it looks pretty good, it looks pretty legit, the quality actually is pretty good, it's quite responsive, sounds beautiful to me. And for the years to come, we could only get better and better. So I'm super stoked, super excited. So are you guys excited about this? I know. Hey, put in the comments how you really feel about this whole AR VR thing, and love to hear from you. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.